This segment is brought to you by Protex Pest Management.
Streets. Now that's a small word with a complex meaning attached to it. Whenever you ask anybody in the city of Kingsville or the surrounding area what the most pressing issue in their town is, chances are they're going to say streets. They want to see their streets brought up to standard. But what does that mean exactly? Believe it or not, street repairs is actually a very complex and difficult issue to address. There are a lot of moving parts and a lot of procedures involved. Now, we're hoping to provide you a little bit of information as to everything that actually goes into street repairs, so to maybe give you a better understanding as to what's involved and everything that it entails. City of Kingsville crews employ a number of different methods to extend or maintain the life of the city's street infrastructure. The first of which is pothole repairs. Fixing a pothole is an important, albeit temporary, measure to maintaining the life of a road. That's because a pothole could allow for moisture to creep into the base of a roadway. If left untreated, that would lead to faster deterioration of that street and an eventual failure that would require a full reconstruction. The second procedure used to maintain or extend the life of a roadway is by the use of a seal coat. That is a procedure in which a liquid coating mixture is applied to an asphalt-based pavement. Unlike a pothole repair, a seal coat can increase the life of a roadway by several years. This was done on 6th Street in 2016 in an effort to stay ahead of any future issues with the heavily traveled road. When a street's condition has deteriorated to the point that a seal coat or pothole repairs are no longer feasible, then it's time to look at a full reconstruction.
Based on the assessment and the score, we determine what kind of treatment a street's going to get. In this case, there's what we call full depth construction, where the street is beyond repair, beyond potholes. So we have to tear out the whole street and start from scratch.
Street crews will generally dig down about 10 inches to begin a reconstruction project after a road is torn up and hauled away. The soil is treated with lime to remove moisture from the ground before several inches of limestone are placed on top and compacted. The surface will then be graded by City of Kingsville engineering staff to ensure the slopes will properly drain water from the roadway. After that, the base material will be sealed with an oil-based emulsion mix. Then, several layers of seal coating and hot mix asphalt are applied. The final step in the reconstruction process is striping of the roadway, if necessary. The complex process involved with the road reconstruction generally takes about 1 week per city block, though that could go longer if more area is covered or inclement weather delays the work. The primary goal in the different layers of sealant and hot mix, as with pothole repairs, is to prevent moisture from getting into the base of the roadway.
The base material is really the core of a road surface. And when the base material fails, and that's when the street will fail. So we always want to protect that base material.
A full asphalt street reconstruction project typically costs about $40,000 per city block, with city crews repairing an average of 40 blocks annually. Since the city began working on its 20-year street maintenance plan 5 years ago, crews have repaired about 16 miles of the more than 100 miles of asphalt streets in town.
It's unheard of for a city our size to be doing that kind of street work.
Kingsville also has about 10 miles of concrete streets, which are much costlier to replace than an asphalt road. The average concrete street reconstruction carries a cost of about $162,000 per city block, more than 4 times what an asphalt street costs for the same type of work. Concrete streets generally have a longer lifespan than asphalt streets, about 50 years compared to 20 years for asphalt. Aside from being more expensive than asphalt street reconstruction, concrete streets have another tricky aspect to them. That's the curing process, which typically runs about 30 days. Now, if you've ever looked at a concrete street and wondered why there are no cars on it or nobody working on it and it's just blocked off, well, that's because it's undergoing a curing process. Now, the street can't be fully utilized until the curing process is complete. In the past, the City of Kingsville utilized millions of dollars in debt to fund street repairs, but they have since implemented a street maintenance fee for that purpose. The city charges residents a flat rate of $5 per month in their utility bill, while businesses pay anywhere from $10 to $150 monthly, depending on the traffic they generate. That street maintenance fee generates a little less than $900,000 that can only be used for street repairs and reconstruction projects, not drainage or sidewalks. Streets are prioritized annually based on their condition as good, fair, or poor. The idea behind the 20-year plan is to bring all the city streets in poor condition up to a rating of good by the end of the cycle.
The thinking in this is as the streets are getting fixed within that 20-year plan, which is now 15 years, the need to go out and do pothole repair diminishes.
The evaluation process also allows the Public Works Department to specify which areas will be worked on, down to the city block. The goal is to stretch the available funds as far as possible when it comes to street repairs.
Sometimes residents see that we're working on a stretch of roadway and we'll stop short in front of their house. And they question as to why we stop short. We score the streets by each block, in block segments. And we want to make sure that it's depending on that score how much life that street has. It would be a waste of funds if we were to continue. If there's a street that has a score of a 70, that's not as bad as the block next to them, and we went ahead and did that because we were in the area, it would still cost that much money. So that's the difficulty behind it, and those are the difficult decisions that we're faced with.